Of Star Wars Theory and Danny Ramirez's Vader, Episode 1, Shards of the Past. Woo!
Yeah! All right. Okay, so your question was about the Force powers, like why did we... I think that was just something we really wanted to have from the beginning, that we wanted to show other things than just a lightsaber fight, and so the idea of having Vader block Force lightning with a Royal Guard came from my boy George Lucas, who, you may have heard of him. Originally, when in Revenge of the Sith, when Palpatine Force Lightnings Yoda wasn't hit with it originally. He actually used the bodies of the Royal Guards that he had stunned when he came in to block the lightning.
Oh.
So we stole it. We straight up stole it, but it was fun to do.
That was amazing. Another little detail was the moment where he says, leave us. There is a musical cue, just like in Return of the Jedi, where I think the oboes come in and go, when they leave. That was perfect too. That was amazing. But let me ask you the standard question. First of all, what was the spark of inspiration to actually start the idea of writing the script and making this amazing fan film?
That's a you question.
Well, we basically just wanted to make something where you could see Vader kind of transform, because where we left him off in Episode 3, he was just starting his life as Vader, and then he turns into this monster that we see in Episode 4 and Rogue One. So it's like, well, what happened in between there? It's not.
How did he get there?
Yeah, how did he get there? And we wanted to portray that, and then of course, incorporate Mace, and which we'll see in Episode 2 and all that stuff. So that's definitely
Yeah, applaud.
Yeah.
It's okay to applaud, really. Another question I had was, how long did it take you to write this?
We started in February and started active pre-production in July, I believe, or August. But it was about a 5-month process. We've written the entire script for the entire series. And when we decided to make it into a web series, we simply lopped off the first 10 pages, and this was a natural ending point, and we did that.
Very nice, very nice. So the whole thing is written then, yeah?
Yeah, well, we're going to make a lot of changes.
Right.
There's always changes. There's changes all the way through editorial.
Yeah.
Of course,
So.
of course. And how difficult was it to gather the whole group to make this movie? Was there a lot of submissions? Did you get a lot of help? Did it take a long time?
Definitely got a lot of help, big time. Just people who are not really passionate about me, let's say, or my channel, but Star Wars in general, because that's what it's all about.
Right.
So that was the main thing there. We got a lot of people that were actually very, very passionate about the franchise that came together and like, oh, this is a cool idea, so let's do it. Yeah.
Very good. And of the whole process, Danny and Star Wars Theory, tell us one story that, stayed in the back of your head during the filming or the writing or whatever. Something that you don't forget. Even the first showing, if that was a moment to remember.
I'd say the showing, yeah, because that
First screening was awesome.
Yeah, there were so many people. There was a lineup, a few blocks down, and it was nuts because it was the first time I ever did a face reveal, and it was a grand way to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was beautiful. I really like connecting with fans and stuff because it was just me behind a computer the whole time, so I never really got to see you guys, and now I get to see you guys, so it's really cool. It's nice.
Yeah.
You sound like such a nerd. Just me behind a computer.
Well, it was. I mean, how do you think it started?
We're all nerds here, I think.
I mean, you were in a Jedi robe, so.
I read a
It
film
was a
festival.
big deal, man. It really was. When you came out on camera, I was there for that.
Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
What about you, Denny?
For me, the screening was pretty awesome. I remember for the first screening, my son had run to the bathroom, and he wasn't coming back. We're like, oh no, like he's gonna miss it. And so I ran out and got him and ushered him back to his seat. But I stayed behind and just watched everyone's reaction. It was really, quite moving. But probably my favorite two things from the film is just working with Star Wars Theory is pretty. I mean, he's a pretty awesome guy, and it was a wonderful experience to work with him. And then that, and when my family came to visit on set, it was I remember one time when I was when I was in school, I was directing something, and my family came, and I'm like, I don't have time for you right now. I'm freaking out, and I always felt bad about that. So this time I was
That's
sure
me
to
now, every
yeah.
day.
So this time I was sure to like, my oldest son, was there. He was dressed up as Darth Vader, and let him say action and cut, and it was a cool experience.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay, so let me ask now. What can you tell us about episode 2?
What do you want to know?
Everything.
Do you guys have any questions about episode 2?
Yeah, let's open it up to the audience.
What are your
Anybody want to ask?
questions?
Yes, please.
Will it be longer in length?
Will it be longer in length?
Depends on. Well, we could have made this one, an hour long, but it just would have been boring. It would have lost a lot of substance. So the point is to basically make it as powerful and moving and filled with story as we can in a short amount of time. Because we could have it really long, but I mean, we've seen long fan films, and we're just like, whatever.
It'll be as long as it needs to be, but most likely it'll probably be around the same length. Yeah,
I'd like to say 20 minutes. I think that would be a good.
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'll watch 3 hours of it. That's just me, though. Anybody
There's
else?
there's a fine line with that because I would say we could draw it out and have throw in a lot of dialogue in there or something like that, but then it just kind of loses pace, and that's what we have to be careful of. Is like when you're watching it back.
Or just have 2 hours of fighting for no reason.
Yeah, and that gets boring too. It's just so you want to keep it perfect.
I'll still watch that. Anybody else? Yeah.
Just 2 questions real quick. I know there's a lot of Star Wars fan films. Which one would be your favorite, and who would you want to work with?
So there's a lot of Star Wars fan films. Which is our favorite, and who would we want to work with? I want to work with Star Wars Theory again.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's my favorite one so far, but out of all of them out there, there's a lot.
We've got the winner of the 2 years at the Star Wars fan film contest here with us.
Yeah, Jack, say hello.
He
There
does a
he
great
is.
job. Star Wars Theory and I we're big fans of pretty much most Star Wars fan films. I mean, we love them all fan film. We love a wide variety.
I like them. I'm kind of a control freak with what I want to do. So lucky enough I found Danny, and we never fought once, we never argued once. We just we both worked very, very synergistically together.
Yeah, it was great.
The issue I have with some fan films is, you can pick apart everything. You can pick apart stuff with this one too. It's just some of them run too long, or it's just fighting, or it's just talking, or you lose the pace of the story. And it's really hard to write something that, just going back to the first question there, goes with a proper theme. That are we just fighting? Are we just talking? Or do we have a blend of everything with story too?
Is there a character-driven story going on?
Yeah, what is the character feeling, or is it just a cool light show? Because we could do that, but
So the focus was character.
Definitely.
yeah, we want to
Definitely
move
character.
the audience, right?
It was definitely, like he mentioned, the whole purpose of this whole series is to answer, how did you go from the dude who turned to the dark side for love to the dude who stays with the dark side for hate?
Yeah.
And so we're trying to answer that question.
Somebody make a T-shirt of that. That was good.
Thank you.
But yeah, so character was important.
Yeah.
Of course. Hey, if you're a control freak and this is the result, don't change. Anybody else? Back there first, Ed.
Yeah, I had a question about the casting. Of course, you can make Palpatine or the Emperor look like the Emperor through makeup, and of course, Vader as a helmet. The girl you got to do Padme was a dead ringer for what's her name?
Natalie Portman, yeah.
I'm blanking, dude.
Oh no.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but the kid doesn't look like Jake Lloyd. Why did you, with her looking so much like Natalie Portman, why didn't you get a little dead ringer for Jake Lloyd?
So with, you want to say that or you want me to?
No, right.
We had a wide variety of submissions for the character of young Anakin, and there were a couple that really looked great, that really looked like him, had kind of the bowl cuts and stuff, but they didn't really, we didn't feel they were the strongest of actors, and so when we casted Merrick Knight to play young Anakin, we felt he was a fantastic actor, that he had the general look, and the reason he doesn't have a bowl cut honestly comes down to the fact that his parents asked, could we not give him a bowl cut since he tries to get other work too? And so it was at that point where we're like, of course, this is a fan film, and we don't want to give your child a bowl cut, and now he won't be able to get any other acting jobs for 6 months. So that's the practical reason behind it. We would have loved to give him a bowl cut to make him look like Jake Lloyd, but in the end, it was for sympathy of the child.
And that goes with episode 2 as well. It's like, we can find people who look like Mace Windu or look like certain characters, but it's like, do they deliver that feeling?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not all about looks necessarily.
Sam Jackson is such a persona besides his looks.
That's the thing. It's like the voice, the facial movements, everything. It's just like the way he talks and moves, and you got to find someone who's really good at that. And to find someone who looks like him and does it like that's hard. That's why we had, Palpatine's voice was somewhat different than the actual actor.
Same with Vader.
Yeah.
You had another question down here?
So I kind of have 3 questions. They're kind of brief. So
Sure.
the first 2 have to do with within the universe of your movie. So with Darth Vader and the Emperor, where were they at specifically in the galaxy? Not in the dream, but just talking before he goes to Naboo. Were they in a certain galaxy, or was it just a star? And then the second question that's kind of related to the first one is, what was the object in the background in the window? Was that the Death Star, or was that just some kind of space station?
All right. So let's answer the second question first.
Yeah.
What was outside of the window, Mr. Theory?
That was the Death Star.
That was the Death Star.
Being built.
Now, where did the Death Star start its construction? Anybody? Geonosis. They were right near Geonosis.
And that's
So-
why, the planet you see is the orange one. It's
That's Geonosis.
Is it before the genocide of those? It is, or is it after?
It's after, so they still
8
right.
months.
They
The
still
comic book or
they
or
still
the
were
cartoon.
Had they killed him yet? No, they hadn't killed him yet. They were still constructing. So this is
very early.
yeah. This is right around the time.
Sorry, it's obscure.
Well, to even get more specific, in Rogue One Catalyst, the book, it's who's the guy? We were on the edge of greatness. What's his name again?
Orson Krennic.
Orson Krennic. He talks about how Palpatine and Vader came to visit the Death Star construction. What we see at the end of Episode 3. In Episode 3, it gives the impression that it's 2 seconds after the events of Mustafar, but the book makes it pretty clear that it's kind of a far time afterwards. And so, in our little minds, I don't know if you can call this canon to the non-canon fan film, but what we just saw is mere hours after the scene we see in Episode 3 where him and where Vader and Palpatine are on the bridge overlooking the construction of the Death Star. So.
Okay, we got time for one more question, because then we got two questions. All right, quickly.
What would you guys recommend if you want to become a filmmaker or anything like that?
Find somebody like Star Wars Theory who will trust you with his baby. Just really work hard at it. I mean, that's the only thing I could say.
Yeah.
Just if you want to direct, you got to direct.
And
I
come
know
to
it's a
these film
paradox,
festivals
yeah.
to network with people and get to know other artists and stuff. It's usually how people get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, yes.
So correct me if I'm wrong, 'cause I haven't seen the Rebels series yet. So Mace being alive isn't canon. Will you incorporate other non-canon things like Starkiller?
No, Starkiller won't be in there. He'd be way too overpowered.
And it would honestly take the focus off of Vader and Windu. The same question could be asked about, are we going to put Boba Fett in there? Because Windu's there. But then it becomes a Boba Fett Windu movie, and not a Vader Windu movie. So it'd be fun. I think you would love to make a Starkiller movie.
Yeah, because I just want to see fights. But we got to be careful.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to say thank you all very much for coming. I gotta end it, dude. I'm sorry. May the force be with you. And you guys, let's hear it one more time for them. They're amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you so much. All right, now we're gonna ask everybody to exit the theater and go all the way to concessions because we need to clear the hallway. Thank
right.
you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later. Don't do anything we wouldn't
Bye.
do twice.